open with a statement because, everybody wants to know what we did while we were in Houston. So, look, it was one of those things. We landed in Atlanta and we found out that they had a possible positive when we landed in Atlanta. Obviously, when you're at East Carolina, you don't get to fly to Greenville. So we had to leave here at 7:30 on a bus and drive to Raleigh. We went Raleigh to Atlanta, Atlanta to Houston. So we're in the Atlanta airport, find out they were doing rapid PCRs. And they do them on Thursday morning. Not real sure why, but that's what the conference said they could do. They did the same thing the weekend before when they went to Wichita State. So they retested him, and then they sent him to the hospital to get a real PCR. So, we had no other choice but to go to Houston because we were kind of in limbo. And normally when you just have one positive, you think that you're at minimum probably going to be able to play 2 or 3 games, even if not 4. Because you would think that the contact tracing would knock out everybody. So at practice on Thursday night, we had a great practice, and I was on my cell phone most of the time trying to figure out what the heck was going on. And about the time we got done with practice, we found out that with the medical advisory group with the American and the ADs and whoever else is on that committee decided that we shouldn't play because they contact traced a bunch of their pitchers from going into the weight room. So once we found that out, we scrambled to try to get some flights back home before Monday at 2 a.m. when we were originally scheduled to get back into Greenville. And we were able to do that. So we scrimmaged on Friday, and it was just okay. Scrimmage-wise, got back Saturday. We scrimmaged on Sunday, which was probably the best scrimmage that we've had the entire year. So the guys did a really good job on Sunday.
Okay, we'll go ahead and open up to any questions you have for Coach Godwin.
Coach, what was the immediate reaction of the team when you told them after traveling out there? How much frustration was there?
Well, that's not the world we live in our program. That's what this problem with society is. They get caught up with what they can't control. I mean, I told our guys, hey, the good news is we're together and we can get better during the situation. You think about all the young guys that got at bats, 6, 7, 8 at bats over the past 2 scrimmages that we've had and played defense and, being able to give some of the pitchers, a lighter weekend. I mean, Bridgie and Cam just threw 1 inning on Friday. And, of course, Gavin went 4. And so we just wanted to manage that. So I think it's a blessing in disguise. I mean, look, you can look at, hey, we were out there. Yeah, we didn't want to fly out there to scrimmage, but at the end of the day, we were able to practice twice on a completely turf field, which will hopefully help us when we go to Wichita State.
Cliff, does Houston share any of the financial responsibility for East Carolina's expenses on this trip?
Hey, you'll have to ask John Gilbert and people that's above my pay grade. I have no idea. It is what it is. I don't think so, but you can ask John Gilbert about that.
So those 2 scrimmages that you had Friday and Sunday, were those at Houston's field, or did you get one in Greenville? Where did you actually play or scrimmage?
Yeah, so Friday was in Houston. And then we flew back Saturday, and Sunday was in Greenville.
Coach, they said the series was postponed. They didn't say canceled. Are they trying to play the games later on?
If I've had that question one time, I've had it 1,000 times. I mean, look, I'm no rocket scientist, but there's nowhere to make them up. So I don't know why the terminology was used postponed. It should have been canceled.
Coach, is there any thought they may do something with the tournament and try to play some of the games that weren't played and not play at the tournament?
I don't. There hasn't been any talk. I don't think that we would want to mess with the tournament. I think that's a crucial part to just our conference tournament. I don't think you want to mess with that. So it is what it is. I mean, Wichita State and Tulane only played 3 games this weekend, and when there's weather, there's things that happen. So you're just not going to have an opportunity to make them up.
I know you don't want to go a week without playing games and stuff, but does it do you a little bit of good to maybe get a bit of a rest here in the middle of the proceedings here to try to catch up a little bit after all these lumps here?
We'll find out this weekend, won't we? I think our guys did a good job, and we got better on Sunday. And I don't know if you could have put, another competitive 2 teams out there. We had them split up pretty evenly. It was really competitive. Matt Bridges team. Got Matt Bridges managing one team. When I say managing, he's just kind of organized the dugout, and Cam Colmore the other one. And Bridges' team won on a walk-off single by Josh Moreland in 7 innings. So you can't draw up moments like that. And that was good just to be in those competitive situations.
Cliff, where does East Carolina's bid for a regional and super regional stand?
John, ask JJ and John Gilbert. I know that we put a bid in like we do every year when we're in a situation to host, but make sure all the media members know this, that we can tank this thing on the way down, on the way out, and not have to worry about hosting a regional. So it's very premature to talk about it, in my opinion. You got to put bids in, but it's a very premature thing to talk about it because you have a couple bad weekends and you're going to be not worrying about hosting. You're just going to hopefully try to be getting into a regional.
Coach, did all the starters throw across the 2 scrimmages? And you mentioned Gavin only 4 innings. I guess you try to get him some work, but not overwork them, maybe.
Yeah, we try to give them some work and not overwork them. The starters, they all started except Smitty because we wanted Spivey to start on Sunday. Smitty threw out the bullpen on Sunday, but it wasn't because Smitty's not going to pitch this Sunday. It was just that we wanted Carter Spivey to go through a starters routine this past weekend.
UCF brings their own set of challenges. They won 3 out of 4 over the weekend before kind of getting clobbered on Sunday. What do you know about them a little bit, and what are some of the challenges that they kind of present a little bit?
The only thing I really know about them, because I haven't dove into them a whole lot, I know a couple things. Number one, they went on the road to Ole Miss when Ole Miss was number 1 in the country. They beat them 2 out of 3. They actually should have swept Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss had to score 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th in 1 inning to beat them the 1 game. They got a real dude on Friday night, Colton Gordon. We actually recruited him, and so he picked UCF over us. And he was pitcher of the week this past week. He's a real dude. I mean, there'll be a lot of professional scouts here on Friday to see that matchup between Gordon and Williams. I'm assuming that he's going to go game 1. That's who I would throw if I was him because he's pretty good. So we'll have our hands cut out with them, and they're good. I can't keep saying it enough. I mean, it doesn't matter what the record is. They're talented, and if we don't play well, we'll get beat.
What are your thoughts? I guess maybe were you looking forward to playing a road series? And obviously it got canceled, but you've had so many home games. That's good and bad to some extent, as far as I'm sure you want to get your guys tested in a different environment, a 4-game series, that type of thing. You'll get it eventually, but was that maybe a drawback of the way it played out?
Ronnie, yeah, we need to, we've only played 8 games on the road. We're 4-4. And I don't think it's necessarily something that we are not prepared for. I think that it's just kind of worked out that way. Obviously, our guys feel comfortable at home, especially since fans are allowed back in the stands. But yeah, of course, we would have liked to compete against somebody else. But like I said, it's out of our control, and we're not going to sit here and complain. I mean, it also could work as a positive, and we don't know until we kind of see the way the rest of the season plays out. But I think some of our guys, I mean, Connor Norby being off his feet for the most part all weekend is going to get him fresher for next weekend, which is a good thing. He's still battling that quad, and I think it's going to be something that probably lingers on throughout the entire year, and he's done a great job of managing it, and Womack's done an unbelievable job of keeping him feeling good and wrapping him different ways to just take pressure off that area. But there's a lot of positives that can come out of it as well. And I think the thing for me is everybody's getting the pitch. The younger guys that are going to be vital for the stretch run got a ton of quality at bats against really good pitching. I mean, you're facing Gavin Williams and Wisenhunt and Smith and Kuchmaner and Spivey. It's good for them to get those live at bats moving forward.
Did you, I guess, just a lighthearted, did anybody have any fun in the airport and play cards? I don't, did anybody?
Well, we didn't. We didn't have a ton of downtime because we practiced on Thursday. We practiced on Friday. We did take them out to Raging Cajuns, I think is pretty cool, little hole in the wall. We took them out to early dinner for Friday, and then it was an early wake up call. I mean, we had to be on the bus at 5:45 on Saturday morning, so there wasn't a lot of time to waste. And then that allowed us to get back at a decent hour on Saturday afternoon around 4. And then we went pretty early on Sunday as well, just to kind of keep them in that routine.
Okay, do we got anything else for Coach Godwin? All right, Coach, thank you for your time.
Man, we had some easy questions today. Appreciate you guys.
See you, Coach. Thank you.
See you.
This is Brian Meador from East Carolina University. You are listening to the Sports Objective, the official, unofficial podcast of the Pirates.